Hello everyone, my name is Ethan and this is my presentation on Katherine Mansfield's Garden Party. The short story follows a young woman named Laura Sheridan as she plans her family's garden party and the struggles that come along with it. After learning of the death of her neighbor Mr. Scott, Laura struggles to cope with the accident and attempts to cancel the garden party. The story follows her struggle against her family and against her own thought processes. The short story criticizes the upper class of Victorian society and explores their thought processes that lead to class distinctions. By contrasting the Sheridan family's actions from that of their youngest daughters, Mansfield's The Garden Party explores the absurdity of class structure and how its beliefs build attitudes of self-importance and a lack of empathy. After finding my thesis, I looked through the short story for evidence of Mansfield analyzing high society's actions. The Garden Party is absolutely full of criticism of high society and their thought processes and beliefs. Mansfield does an excellent job of diving into the minds of these characters and illustrating their struggles. I also found evidence of my thesis from the articles of scholars. Their analysis of the story really showed all the interpretations people have about the story and helped explain the meaning of minor details. In my essay, I explore how high society manipulates the minds of its youth, how its environment pushes its beliefs on the children. Children of the wealthy are taught the same behaviors that continue the cycle of abuse that is the class divide. They mimic their parents and take on their mindset of superiority and their lack of empathy. High society believes that they are better than everyone else, that they are better than the poor. They view the lower class as unsophisticated and simple-minded, feeling superior to them mentally and socially. The entirety of the Garden Party explores high society's feelings of superiority and how they are too high and mighty to care about their neighbor's death. Members of high society are brought up believing they are better than the working class and that they deserve more. Both Miss Sheridan and Laura show how they believe they are superior to the lower class, and both do this through the use of flowers. Miss Sheridan believes the lower class to be simple-minded and easily impressed by lilies, while Laura believes the working class men are too simple-minded to appreciate nature on the same level that she does. Due to their upbringing, both women feel that the working class is beneath them, and both women have been conditioned to feel superior to them. High society also lacks empathy for the lower class. They cannot comprehend the lower class's struggle and experience. Throughout the story, Laura's family shows their lack of empathy with their reaction to Mr. Scott's death. They do not feel grief for the man and continue their party just a short distance from his house. The environment of high society encourages Laura to prioritize herself and to forget the sympathy she feels for others. Members of high society have created a massive separation between them and the lower class, and they have lost the ability to feel empathy for their situations. The Sheridan family never actually feels empathy for Mr. Scott's death, and they change details to make the story fit their narrative. The rich twist things to justify their own beliefs and thoughts. Their way of thinking is not logical, and they have to justify their thoughts with delusions. Laura's sister and father do not show sympathy for the death, rather they use it as a tool. Lower class and high society can both twist the truth, but high society uses it to justify their harmful behavior that upholds a toxic class structure. The rich create a delusion to justify their thoughts, and the Sheridan family does this to justify their lack of sympathy. The Garden Party is an excellent study of the effects of high society on the mind. The short story illustrates the way the upper class's beliefs are embedded in its youth, and the struggle that comes with this. The story follows Laura as she attempts to break away from her family's control, from their feelings of superiority and their lack of empathy towards the poor. Laura is only mirroring the attitude of her family. She starts out feeling empathetic for Mr. Scott's family, but her family forces it out of her. I just wanted to leave off by saying I really enjoyed reading The Garden Party. It is a somewhat light and comedic story that calls out the upper class. I also really enjoyed this course. I have never really looked into British literature, but this course has sparked an interest in it. I love learning about the different eras that categorize British literature and the beliefs and goals that shape these eras. I find that I related to the beliefs of some of these authors, and I look forward to reading more from them. This course has also opened up my mind to how connected literature is to our society, and it's interesting that societal events can shape an entire era of literature. I really enjoyed this course, and it has renewed my passion for reading, and I can't wait to explore more classical British literature. Well, thank you for listening to my presentation, and I wish all of you a great day.